Tony, given what you've seen since you've been around for a while, right? You ain't got your watch yet, but you've been around for a long time.
Yep.
What do you feel like you're doing now that you wish you had been able to do back then?
One of the really cool things that we get to do now, and what we've gotten to do over the past 3 years, is take an unbiased approach to building a modern TMS. And what I mean by unbiased is we've been part of companies that are third-party logistics companies or other supply chain companies. And what we're doing is we're like a software division of that company. So we're not really focused on bringing a SaaS product to the market. We were focused on supporting that particular company we were working for. So there's always a bias towards their business or what they needed, right? It wasn't hey, this would be a really cool thing to bring to the supply chain market. What we've done over the past 3 years effectively is say, hey, what's the problem out there with current TMSs? How can we help businesses solve that problem? And as Rygen, we're able to do that without the bias of being part of another supply chain company. We're our own company. We're out there to tackle problems that businesses really have using technology that is used by the Googles and the Amazon. And we go to conferences to gauge ourselves against the rest of the industry, not just the supply chain industry, but the tech industry. And man, we're lined up with everybody. So we know we're doing something right. When Google's releasing products that are eerily close to ours, we know we're doing something right. And we can get into some of that later, but we're on this track to build software from the ground up, modern software, and bring it to the SaaS market, software that hasn't really been developed yet by anybody else. So like Warren was saying, we've learned a lot over the past 10 years building this stuff, taking the best of all of that, figured out what the best tech was to do it, and now we're on the verge of bringing it to the market.
Yeah, and I think that one of the key things, and yes, it's a white sheet of paper, and what we knew we had to do is so many of the TMSs that are out there, they tend to come at it from a function by function approach. What we did is we stepped back and said, what's the architecture? And when I say architecture, the business process architecture, what problems need to be solved? And if you look at the relationships in the supply chain, if you look at the relationships in a transportation management system, we didn't really even touch a function for a year or more. We just focused on fundamentals. We didn't have any current data that we had to worry about mapping in. We didn't have to worry about any existing rules or existing customers that we had to adapt to. We were literally able to go in and say, what's best practice going to be? What are those things that are going to make us the most efficient, let us grow quickly, provide value out to the customer base, and do it in such a way that they see that value very quickly? That's a good thing for both Rygen and our clients.